point in the state of Maine. The Penobscot Native Americans dubbed it the Great Mountain. A round-trip climb of Katahdin takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours and includes a 4,000-foot elevation gain. It's no picnic, even for seasoned hikers. But an adventure, to be sure. Just not the adventure 12-year-old Don Fendler, in the summer of 1939, had wanted. He'd been promised a weeks-long fishing trip instead, but the demands of his father's job scuttled those plans. So now, at least as Don sees it, he's stuck with a crummy weekend mountain climb before his strict father abandons their family again to return to work. But even that is about to be taken away, too. Katahdin is known for its rapidly changing weather. In the face of an encroaching storm, Don's father decides to cut their hike short. But Don cannot abide this decision. "You want us to be men," he tells his father. "Then let us be men." Reluctantly, his father relents, allowing Don and his twin brother, Ryan, to continue to the summit with their guide. They make it, but are soon engulfed in a violent thunderstorm. Panicked, Don scrambles down the mountain, away from the wind and lightning. He makes it down to the tree line, escaping the tempest. Safe. Or so he thinks. Only then does Don realize his predicament: he is alone. Separated from the others. Lost in the vast and unforgiving Maine wilderness, with no idea how to get back to civilization, to his family. Don is afraid. He has no food. His clothing is ill-suited for his current circumstances. The odds of survival are stacked against him. But he recalls his father's familiar mantra, 2 words to remember when times get tough: press on. So, that's what Don intends to do: press on. Find a way back home. No matter what. Credits. In theaters. November 1st, 2024. Runtime: 1 hour 38 minutes. Cast: Luke David Blum as Don Fendler, Paul Sparks as Mr. Donald Fendler, Caitlin Fitzgerald as Mrs. Ruth Fendler, Griffin Wallace Henkel as Ryan Fendler, Ethan Slater as Henry, Mason Kufari as Tommy Fendler, Mackenzie Sage as Patsy Fendler, Bates Wilder as Led Ranger. Home release date: December 5, 2024. Director: Andrew Budhu Keitlinger. Distributor: Blue Fox and Turda. When Don gets lost, his family goes to extreme lengths to find him. Mr. Fendler often forgoes food and rest to continue the search for his son. Mrs. Fendler plays a significant role here as well. She's the emotional bedrock of the family, holding things together while the hunt for Don drags on. She reaches out to their community for help, and she's met with an incredible response. Newspapers raise awareness of the search and, as a result, volunteers from all corners of Maine arrive to help locate Don. For his part, Don is driven to find his way back home. His love for his parents and siblings clearly fortifies his fight for survival. In one scene, Don envisions himself back with his family, sharing a cheerful meal at the dinner table. Later, he shares a sweet story about his dad reading to him before bed. In one of the most remarkable moments in the film, Don's brother, Ryan, volunteers to explore a tight crevasse which several of the searchers think may contain Don's dead body. It doesn't. But the fortitude and love for his brother that Ryan displays through his actions are moving. A park ranger espouses the virtue of neighborliness, that is, coming to the aid of someone in need. Mr. Fendler reads from a book that looks like a Bible, though the book is not specifically identified as such. While lost in the woods, Don asks God to help him. Early in the film, a guide shares a campfire story about Pamola, a god of the Penobscot Native Americans who it was said dwelled atop Katahdin. But this spooky spirit, who possesses the antlers of a moose, eagle wings, and the body of a man, seems to be more than a mere legend. During a storm on Katahdin's peak, Don sees Pamola's silhouette in a flash of lightning. Later, after many days in the wilderness, the spirit visits Don to keep him warm while he sleeps. We see a feathered wing that blankets the boy. To pass the time while wandering through the woods, Don sings "Glory, Glory, Hallelujah." Later, we hear a choral rendition of the song. A man utters "God only knows" and "God help you," but these are said more as turns of phrase than sincere, Reverent Proclamations, Lost on a Mountain in Maine is a story of survival, and much of the film's violence comes from watching Don fight to stay alive in his unforgiving surroundings. Early on, Don injures his foot, and we see his bloody toe. Biting flies swarm him. He seeks shelter from howling wind and rain. After a brief respite in a stream, Don discovers, horrified, that he is covered with leeches. He removes them carefully. We see a little blood, but nothing too graphic. Don ends up in rough physical shape over the course of his ordeal. He's increasingly bloody, bruised, dirty and malnourished, which could be difficult to watch for sensitive younger viewers. Ryan stumbles across a dead bird and takes it as a bad omen for his brother's chances of survival. A man gets hurt while searching in the woods. We learn that he tore a cornea and might lose his eye. Later, we see him with heavy bandaging around his head. Some of the park rangers believe that Don is dead. Brothers fight. A character slams his hand in frustration. A mountain guide points out a carcass, off-screen, and says, "Look at those ribs." There's a glimpse of an animal's remains. Misses. Fendler says that when she heard one of her sons were missing, she hoped it was Don, which sounds strange and cold at first. She then explains her reasoning. She knew that Don would fight to live and have the best chance to survive. Mr. Fendler has a hard time opening up to his sons. He justifies being hard on them, saying, "The world is not going to give these boys a break. Neither should I." He calls Don and Ryan lunkheads. We see Don without a shirt or pants, or both, throughout much of the film while he wanders through the woods. A group of women speak unkindly about a person. Conclusion. Lost on a Mountain in Maine, based on the book of the same name, recounts the true story of Don Fendler, his fight for survival, the tireless efforts of his family to find him and the hundreds of people who joined in the search. Many of us have learned to take the words based on a true story with a grain of salt. But as far as I can tell, this film hews pretty close to the spirit of Don Fendler's experience. It even intercuts its tale with real interviews of Don's family and others involved, adding another layer of authenticity. Lost on a Mountain in Maine has a happy ending, just like the real story. After 9 days lost in the wilderness, after walking more than 80 miles and losing 16 pounds, Don Fendler was rescued. He reunited with his family, and his story was shared in such publications as the New York Times and Life. A parade was held. Don even received the Navy Legion of Valor Medal from President Franklin D. Roosevelt. It's a remarkable story. What's equally remarkable is the familial love on display here. Don's ordeal, as harrowing as it was, leads every member of the Fendler family to love and appreciate one another more deeply. There are strong messages here about a father's impact, a mother's love, and the strength of the family. The filmmakers of Lost on a Mountain in Maine dedicated their work to mothers and fathers, and that message comes through loud and clear. This movie won't be for everyone. Young viewers may find it difficult to watch Don's struggle for survival, and the focus on the Native American god Pomola muddies the story's spiritual waters. But few movies I've seen recently present the whole family in such a powerful, positive way. Combine that with Don Fendler's incredible true story of perseverance, and this might be one movie you and your family wouldn't mind getting lost in. And that's a wrap on today's review. Whether you loved the film or felt it missed the mark, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into cinema, and ring the bell so you never miss a review. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay critical, and keep watching great films.